Good old Ramsey boy. Good old, cheap ass, broke ass, ugly ass Uncle Ruckus boy, Ramsey boy, Johnny, getting hit with like all these charges and actually gonna take the trial and all that type of stuff. This is the perfect time to talk about it, and especially with a lot of these more Japanese nuisance streamers, kind of, well, not even Japanese people, that's streaming it. It's like obviously like foreigner people that kind of doing it, Western people that's doing it too, and they come through Japan, obviously, effing up, just disturbing up, the Japanese people's normal society. I feel like it's a proper time to kind of bring this up. The whole thing, when it comes down to it, is these people are suck. Like, these people genuinely suck. And this shit reminds me of like when you're in class in elementary school and literally the teacher's like, yo, we'll throw you a whole, ice cream party or a pizza party, and everybody's hyped as hell, only for like a couple of assholes in the back of the class keep effing up, and then basically because of those assholes, they keep making things harder for everybody else, and you don't eventually get the damn party that you've really been looking forward to. And now you just look at them mad as hell. You want to beat their ass, but then you don't want to get in trouble either. And that's just kind of how it basically feels, right? And that's basically what's been going on for like a few months now. It just sucks because dead ass, there's like obviously tons of people that travel to Japan or go to like South Korea or plenty of these other countries that is, a place you would like to visit, only for them to be, very much, I won't say hostile, but like, turn, these foreigner people around because of these few bitches and hoes that want to basically come through, ruin everything for everybody else, just because they're being basically a whole ass cunt. And that's essentially what it is. It sucks on so many damn degrees. And obviously, Ramsey Boy was by far the biggest piece of shit that, really try to popularize this. Now, he ain't the first one. Regardless, though, at least when it comes down to Johnny, he's getting hit with all these charges, new charges and whatever that, we don't necessarily have all the details of, but still it's good to see it. And I would like to hope, with these charges, and hopefully he'll get like, maybe like, at least from what they were saying, like maybe 3 to 5 years, maybe. I would like to see the maximum of 10, but who knows. But essentially, I would very much like to see that happen, for him to get put into that South Korean jail, just to make an example out of his bum ass, and everybody can kind of see, and hopefully, make everybody realize, oh shit, there's consequences to actions. Yes, bitch, your bum ass does have, a possibility of getting thrown into a foreign prison, and your ass is gonna get cooked and probably claimed by somebody in that damn prison. Which, granted, who would want to claim Johnny's ass? I don't understand. He's about ugly as shit. Again, I don't see why anybody would want basically the Oscar from Shark Tale looking ass dude, or one of Fat Albert's busted ass friends. I don't know, but that just, maybe someone else is crazy and demented. I don't necessarily know. And my whole thing too, when it comes down to this situation, it's just that I don't know why everybody is starting to get the idea to, let's just go to a different country, start harassing the shit out of people just because, right? Because if it's just for popularity points, I'm gonna keep it very much a stack. And granted, the thought can process and go through your minds to maybe think about it, but at the very same time, you should never really commit to it, because in reality, all that popularity is really gonna do is going to be basically be short-lived, and most of the time you're going to get basically thrown out into the other part of the internet where I feel like you're the black sheep of the internet, right? Because obviously if you just look around for 5 seconds and you look at someone like, I don't know, like an EDP or maybe like a J Station or something like that, dumb people don't exist anymore to the mass public people unless they do something stupid. And that's essentially what you get, right? Unless they do something absolutely stupid and they're just, pretty much, getting like the public's attention in a dumbass way, that's basically the only time they're getting anything. And for the most part, they're not gonna, get the massive public eye unless it's something negative, and that's basically what you get now. But going back to the Japan thing for like a little bit of a minute, I think it's also the fact that people have been, and really all of us have been glazing the hell out of Japan for like a long period of time now, only for people to be like, you know what, Japan is so great for a lot of people, let's just disturb it for whatever reason. And maybe that is the case, I don't necessarily know, it's a bit weird. But when it comes down to it, that could very much be a reason as to why, which is absolutely dumb and honestly is very much unneeded considering Japan already has enough problem as it is when it comes down to their whole money situation, their economy, which kind of trying to do something, but we don't know how that's gonna go. And basically you get like already people in Japan themselves, like the whole people that live over there already does like a fair amount of things too. You know, I think they have like I think recently I seen like a whole post where people were talking about like, you know, Japanese women getting molested or something like that in a worser way or something of the sort. Hell, like that whole situation, even with that, is so damn bad. And you know it's bad when you have to have a damn camera option, or not even an option, basically a forced thing that happens when you take a picture with, you know, a Japanese phone. And essentially, the shutter will always make a sound, just in case everybody can hear, yo, this N-word is taking a whole ass picture, just so you know, right? To basically prevent any type of nonsense for happening. And that's just sad. That's sad as hell when it comes down to it, right? So obviously they don't need any more nonsense coming their way, right? They really don't. And people like a Johnny or a Ramsey, or, you know, like all these other nuisance ass people to come over and start streaming for whatever F-boy reason they decide to, is absolutely unnecessary. And it just is, there's nothing you could possibly gain from it. Wow, some money and some short bits of fame that people rarely know your name for. Wow, what an original idea. Much less, wow, you're totally gonna get remembered. And when it comes down to it, and especially in Johnny's case, when 3 years / maybe 5 years of that prison time might hit, wow, we're so gonna remember this guy later in life. No one's gonna effing care. It's like what Optimus and Yellow Flash said when they was talking about the situation. Like, dead ass, you go away for like a few years on the internet, you basically are gone for 7 centuries. And that's just essentially how it goes, you know? Like, you gotta be here in the now, and if you dip off, ain't nobody really gonna care. Only very few people can do it and actually still be successful with it. And guess what? They're all people that don't necessarily, at least for the most part, do anything too damn bad. And that's just how it is. But it always comes back down to, yeah, let's see how much craziness we can kind of do towards a random person, or just harass the hell out of women, or something of the sort like that. It never makes sense. It genuinely shouldn't even be a thing. Right? And especially when it comes down to, again, these nuisance streamers over in these Asian countries, which is a bit more baffling to me, honestly, because it's just like, you do realize a lot of those people made some of the coolest shit, or have done some of the coolest shit possible, honestly, way better than we can over here in the West. Like, if we're gonna be absolutely honest, like, it's kind of honestly dead ass ridiculous. And for me myself, at least even as a kid, I kind of always liked Asian culture in some shape and form, even though I didn't necessarily know everything there is to know, and I still don't know everything there is to know. But like, hell, one of my favorite actors of all time, I don't think I even ever said this in a video, but one of my favorite actors of all time is dead ass, no shit, Jackie Chan. 100%. Dude, best movies was, I think, Miracles, which was, he was like, I think like he was like a mob boss, like gangster dude, and he was helping out some Rose lady with her daughter, trying to get with somebody or something like that, but he was faking like he was running like a mob boss or something. And then the original Drunken Master, or Drunken Fist, or whatever that movie is called, and that shit was amazing. Like, those two are easily like top 2, and along with Rush Hour like 2 as well. Those are like the top 3 best movies I think I've ever seen. No bullshit, like, for sure. You know, and there's tons of movies I definitely like. Sonic 2 was like up there, but like, that's like some poppin' good shit. I'm not necessarily gonna lie. And don't even get me started. And as you already know, as a person on this channel, if you've seen me for a while, don't get me started on how fine some of the people are over there. Like, we're not gonna necessarily go into that, but still, I think y'all know my sense of you know, the certain fever that is yellow. We'll just leave it at that. But the point is, though, it is dumb that we get to see, again, all this stuff happening for literally no damn reason. And hopefully this, again, will do something to, you know, kind of shake up the internet in a way. I know it's also, again, one of those situations where, like, it could be just too late still, but hopefully this don't bring up more people to do dumb shit in different countries. Because why would you risk your freedom for that shit? It's not worth it. And I'm not necessarily gonna lie, and I'll end it off with this too. If you are still racist in like the 2020s, you gotta be the most boring and lamest ass dude I think I've ever heard of or seen. Like, I'm not even joking. This ain't the 1960s anymore. Literally go home and do something else. It's not. There is no reason for anybody in this day and age to be so hard pressed at being racist or trying to act like there's a superiority thing when it comes down to it. Jokes aside, like, when it comes down to all that type of stuff, put that aside, like, being like straight up no bullshit racist is like, dude, where I think he was like a few decades back. I think you're like a few decades late, like, when it comes down to it. And even then, that shit wasn't even good back then either. It's a bit ass, and it's still and always will be ass. Let's just keep that, let's just be real. So that's, I guess, what I really want to say for all of this one. A lot of stuff that's kind of spam into this whole video, but still, it is annoying that we gotta just constantly deal and see that, and then literally no one acts like they have common sense whatsoever. And then I fear for how the future will be because of new generation people and how they're just a bunch of YNs and how they just kind of act and all that stuff. And I'm not looking forward to that shit. I'm not looking forward to that shit. It's not going to be a fun time, but still, nonetheless, call that shit out when you see it. And that's really the most that we can do. But that's really all I got to say for this one, so hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification on your way out, also on socials, and if you'd like to donate to the channel, Kofi and Cash App is available as well. And until then, it's me, Boy J, sign off. Have a blessed day.